Hey guys, I've had a lot of students ask about the multiple intelligences survey and graph, so I'm going to walk through the process with you right now in this video um, because some of you know you have to complete this because you've noticed on your grade that you have a 0 for it, and it's really impacting your grade. So let me walk you through this real quick. The first step you take is to read each of the statements. And then, depending on whether that statement applies to you completely or not at all, you give yourself a score. So, for example, the first row or the first statement says, I enjoy singing and I sing well. If that is not true for you at all, you'd give yourself a 1. If that's somewhat true for you, you'd give yourself a 2. If it's true, a 3. If it's very true, a 4. And if it's very, very true, a 5. For me, I would give myself a 4. And then I would make sure to come over here to this gray box and I would place my 4 here as well. Then I would go down to the next statement. I love crossword puzzles and other word games. For me, that's probably about a 3. I'll come over to the gray box and I will again put the 3 that I wrote here into this gray box. And don't worry about what you're going to do with this right this second. I'll explain that to you when I'm done with the point system. So I'm going to continue going through all of the statements and I'm going to give myself a score from 1 to 5, depending on whether it is me or not me. So I'm going to just give myself all these scores. Okay, so I like spending time by myself. Yes, I forgot to put my 4s in the boxes over here. So again, I'm going to make sure that whatever number I put next to the statement, I also put it in the gray box on that same row. So I'm going to make sure from here on out I do that for all of these, so I hopefully don't confuse you. And then again, I continue all through here. Give myself a score. I'm so terrible at math, so I'm giving myself a 1. Musical 3. And I go to the next page and I do the same thing. For this one, however, I've already scored myself, so all I need to do is transfer the scores into these gray boxes here. So I put the 5 here, my 3 goes in this gray box, this 5 here, this is a 2. Your numbers and my numbers are going to be different. So please don't write my numbers in these boxes. Make sure that you're writing your own numbers. Now, here comes the tough part. This is the part that I've seen most students struggle with. This next step involves adding up the numbers in each row or each column. So the naturalist column has 3 gray boxes. In these first 2 gray boxes, I have 5s for a total of 10. And in this naturalist box, I have a 5. 5 plus 10 is 15. So under here, I'm going to put a 15. Now I'm going to come to the mathematical logical column. Here I have a 1, a 3, which is 4, and a 1, which is 5. Then I'm going to go to the verbal linguistic column. I have a 3 and a 4, which makes 7, plus 5, which makes 12. And I go to the musical rhythmic column. 4 and 4 is 8, and 3 is 11. So I come here to music and I give myself an 11. For visual spatial or art, I have a 2 and a 2, which is 4, and another 2, which is 6. Bodily kinesthetic column, I have a 3 and 2 5s for a total of 13. Interpersonal, a 4 and a 5, which makes 9, and a 5, which makes 14. And lastly, intrapersonal, a 4, and a 5, which makes 13. Right? Now, the numbers I need to focus on are these ones down here. I have a 15, a 5, a 12, 11, a 6, a 13, a 14, and a 13. One thing that you could do is copy, select them, press Control C, and then come to this last page, Control V, which is paste, so that I can see my numbers in succession, so it won't be too tough to figure out where each one goes. And then I could just pull my chart. I'm sorry if you hear the scratching in the background and the whining. That is my dog. He wants his dinner, so I'm going to try and hurry this up. So in my first column, I have 15 points. So I'm going to take my red bar and I'm going to bring it all the way to the top. The reason I brought it to the top is because each box is 1 point and there are 15 boxes total. Next box, I have 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, I have 12. Or do I? Let's see. Let's see if there's 12 is right. I'm going to bring this guy up to here, up to the 12 mark. This one should be 11. That was my husband making fun of my dog. I apologize for that. This one is 6, and you can just see I'm raising up these bars, these color bars, so that they match the amount that I've identified here. Okay, and there's 13. Now, the last step for this, or last 2 steps, make sure you write your name here. Okay, that's huge. But you'll want to start to add some pictures, make it kind of spunky and fun and pretty and all that stuff. So I'm going to click Insert Image. I'm going to search the web, and then Naturalist. When I think of nature, I think of trees, I think of animals. So I'll put trees, transparent, and then it'll, some different trees will pop up, and I'll bring it over here and then size it down so that it fits in the little box here. So I'll put a tree down there. And then what else? What else is nature? Oh, a hawk. Part of nature, a flying hawk. Hawks are my favorite. Peregrine falcons are actually my favorite. But red-tailed hawks are pretty cool too. So I'll put a picture of a hawk. Hopefully you're starting to get the idea. If you are, you can turn off this video. If you still need some help, stay tuned. For mathematical logical, you do math signs. You do does not equal sign. For me, that makes the most sense because my brain does not equal a math brain. Just ask my husband. Verbal linguistic, that would be words or novels. A book, so I would put book here, maybe word game, something like that. But I would just keep, for every row, I would add a picture or 2 to make it, fun and interesting and engaging and exciting. And you will also see that in the example that I have included on our Google Classroom page as well. So please make sure that you're paying close attention. All of the examples that I give you show you exactly what you should have in your assignments. I hope that this was helpful. Again, we are going to have the rest of this week to finish this up, so don't feel like you're too far behind. And again, hope this is helpful.